to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Ready to go, Doctor?
Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in, just imagine you're breathing in a feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow tension and stress to leave your body in your outward breath. That's right. Deeper and deeper. Relaxed now. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to remember a time, perhaps the first time, that you saw a marble. Imagine feeling the marble in your hand. And perhaps it was a transparent marble. And I want you to get a sense that this isn't a marble, but this is a universe inside your fingers. I want you to get a sense that everything that has existed and will exist is within that marble you're holding in your hand. And continue to breathe in and relax now. That's it. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine that holding that marble that represents the universe, you are a god, omnipotent, with the universe that you hold in your fingers. And because you're outside of the universe, the principles of time don't apply. You can go to anywhere in that universe at any point in time. And I want you to recall a location in that universe at a specific time. Perhaps a time when you were in Cardiff. And I want you to imagine shifting your perspective from looking at the universe within your fingers to entering that universe, teleporting to a particular place at a particular time. Perhaps when you were on the set of a TV show called Doctor Who. There you are in South Wales, and you can recognize certain locations, certain props, certain things. But the iconic thing that really stands out for you as you're walking around that set in Cardiff is the TARDIS. And I want you to imagine that you can see it. See it as real as if it was in front of you. And I want you to get a sense that you are approaching the TARDIS. You can see that color of blue, even the font of writing. And in your mind, you're just visiting a prop, perhaps that you've seen in old episodes of a TV show. But I want you to feel adventurous. Scan your body for where that sense of adventure comes from. You've already been told not to touch the props. to look but don't touch, but you're feeling adventurous. And you've decided that you're going to have a look inside the TARDIS. And I want you to imagine looking around, making sure that nobody can see you. And then, when the coast is clear, just turn the handle or open the door of that TARDIS, that police box, and walk inside. And as you walk inside and close the door behind you, this wasn't the tiny police box that you were expecting. This is a futuristic room. A large room, much larger than the dimensions that you thought you'd be walking into. There is a control panel. There is a huge amount of space. It's brightly lit. And I want you to get a sense that you are in the TARDIS. But I also want you to get a sense that you have the knowledge of how to use it. I want you to get a sense that you walked into that police box with a particular identity, beliefs about how worthy you are, beliefs about how fortunate or lucky you are. And just realize that all beliefs are time specific. Nothing is actually true. It's just that you believe things to be true at a particular point in your life. And I want you to recall a time from your childhood when you believed in tooth fairies and Santa Claus. Remember the realness of the excitement, putting a tooth under the pillow and then seeing the coin the next day. How magical it felt. The anticipation of writing a letter to Santa, wondering what presents he was going to leave under the Christmas tree. And isn't it interesting that the emotions were completely real and valid, even if the belief behind it wasn't? And what if you are experiencing emotions based on belief systems that aren't even true? What if because you feel not worthy, you feel inadequate? What if you say no when you could say yes? I want you to think back to your life with all the evidence of how you did behave, assuming something to be true, assuming that you were not worthy, that you weren't good enough. Recall all the times that belief influenced your behavior to be small when you could be big, to say no when you could say yes. That when random things happened that didn't go your way, isn't it interesting that that was evidence of you not being lucky, not being good enough? And just as the child sees the coin under the pillow as evidence that the tooth fairy came, or the half-eaten mince pie or cookie, or carrot as evidence that Santa and the reindeers came, what if you were looking at evidence which wasn't really evidence? I want you to get a sense of what if all of this evidence to prove these beliefs to be true weren't evidence at all? What if it was the case that when humans don't have an answer to a question, they look to give meaning to something that can't be explained? There isn't A religion that hasn't existed, where cultures of the time have tried to explain phenomenon that they didn't understand, giving them religious or mystical meanings. When there was an eclipse, they gave it a meaning of religious or spiritual intention. The Vikings saw a thunderstorm as the wrath of Thor. And I want you to get a sense, just as early cultures would try and fill in the gap of an explanation, what if you've been doing the same? What if when random things happen, that has been evidence of your misfortune or lack of luck? When you didn't apply or didn't get opportunities that you were looking for, what if you inadvertently made that evidence of you not being good enough, not being worthy? When bad things happened, what if at some level you believed that you deserved it because you weren't good enough as you were? And what if all of that was a case of mistaken identity? And what if there was a different identity? What if all of these things have a different meaning? And I want you to set the TARDIS to go to a future where a different incarnation, a regeneration takes place where you have very different beliefs about who you are. I want you to set the machine to navigate your future to a future where not only you no longer believe that you are not worthy, but set the TARDIS to a future where you believe with 100% conviction that you are fabulous. You are amazing. You are magical. You are wow. You can't help but smile as you set the TARDIS to this future. But this future also has a different idea of luck. Because when you have a time machine, you don't need luck. You can simply recreate everything exactly as you want it to be. Just like the movie Groundhog Day, you could learn from a mistake and then apply what you've learned in the same situation. Everything becomes easy. And I want you to get a sense that the future that you're going to is a future where not only you are magical, you are fabulous, you are amazing, you are wow, but also that you are blessed. You can manifest whatever luck and fortune that you want. You are luck. You are fortune. And I want you to set the TARDIS to a future not too far in the future. Perhaps just a few months. But it's a future where the person that leaves the TARDIS is a regeneration of you. The soul is the same, but the identity is different. Set that future just a month, but set the future to the environment that you are used to your workplace, to your home, to your town. And let's go there now. I want you to get a sense that you are there in the future, and perhaps the TARDIS is in your back garden or front garden, Maybe it's parked just outside where you work. Feel that you're in your body, but perhaps a regenerated version of your body. Feel more youthful. Time and age, when you have a time machine, are just concepts. Same soul, different body. Emerge with the body that you want, wearing the clothes exactly as you want. You are fit, healthy, full of energy. And perhaps you bump into people and they have to do a double take. They have to look twice just to check it's really you. And the more noticeable thing isn't how you look, it's the energy that you project. Your self-esteem is the highest it's ever been. Because when you are worthy, full of acceptance, when you know categorically it to be true that you are amazing, that you are fabulous, you are magical. How can you be magical and not smile all the time? How can you be fabulous and not walk in a fabulous way? How can you be amazing and not feel like a superhero? And you feel so good. And that energy you carry with you. And perhaps you can imagine yourself in the place of work and maybe there is something that can test your luck. A slot machine, a game, something around. I want you to imagine finding a coin perhaps, or a chip, and then doing something that proves yourself to be lucky. In fact, the luck that you experience doesn't really even come from statistical probabilities. Feeling truly blessed comes from counting your blessings. Every time you think of a single thing to be grateful for, makes you feel fortunate, makes you feel lucky. Being lucky isn't what you get, it's what you acknowledge. It's what you feel grateful for. And interestingly, when you feel grateful and fortunate and lucky, isn't it interesting that unexpected, positive things seem to flow your way? Experience your home life, your working life, your social life with this new skin, new body, new way of thinking, feeling fabulous, feeling magical. And notice how sometimes you can run, just run, for no reason at all than you just find it enjoyable and fun. In fact, the more you do it, the more you like it. And sometimes you can imagine being chased by monsters and Daleks, but it isn't essential. Sometimes it just brings a smile to yourself. But with that magical ability to use your imagination to change how you feel, every day becomes an adventure. And sometimes you'll go on real adventures. Imagine going back into the TARDIS and teleporting yourself to a beach. Maybe you're doing scuba diving or swimming, exploring new countries, new parts of the world. But notice how you still feel worthy. When someone gives you a compliment, you say thank you. Not with your words, but with your facial expression. You can take the compliment knowing that you feel worthy to receive gifts, nice words, nice experiences. And you'll have a desire to trust your intuition and knowing that you're magical and fabulous and that luck tends to be on your side. Don't you feel a tendency to say yes more often? And every time you say yes, you're creating the possibility of new experiences, new relationships, new friendships, adventures and experiences that may be outside your comfort zone but expand the way that you think. And just like the Doctor would go to places, get themselves into situations that weren't always easy, but they became wiser, more experienced, and sometimes they just had a good old story to tell. And isn't that the point? And I want you to go into the TARDIS one final time and visit you at the very end of your life. I want you to see yourself as if you're someone else. See you smiling, full of stories. I want you to see a woman that had a life well lived. That didn't hold back. That enjoyed those years where she felt worthy and magical, fabulous and amazing. It was the essence of wow and the essence of luck. In fact, those are some of her very best stories. I want you to get a sense that things are going to be okay. You're going to do the very best with the resources that you have. You're going to learn from certain experiences and enjoy the others. And in doing so, you'll make better choices. Because it's easier to make better choices when you feel resourceful than it is when you don't. And you are unlocking all of the resources necessary for you to really accept fully who you are and enjoy saying yes to more adventures. And then, let's go back into the TARDIS and set it to go home. And as you leave that TARDIS, finding yourself back there in an old studio set, perhaps in South Wales, you get a sense that you've been on an adventure. And isn't that the case with every great adventure? The main character changes, evolves through challenges and adversity. They're still the same person, but somehow different. And every great story involves a transformation. And what if this is part of your story? What if everything that happened needed to have happened in order for you to be who you were meant to be? And rather than being ashamed of it, you own it. It's yours to own. It's made you who you are, And you're still worthy. You're still good enough. Only now you get to be magical and fabulous too. So magical, in fact, that you can realize that this is just the thought of an adventure inside a universe the size of a marble. And then imagine that you are now holding that same marble that you were inside, where you went on an adventure through time just in your imagination. But what if? What if a thought within a thought and a dream within a dream fundamentally shifts what you believe about yourself? Because in a few moments' time, you'll realize that you're not even holding a marble. That you're sitting there listening to my voice fully in the present. And you will awaken with a new belief about who you are, who you've always been. Someone that is blessed, so fortunate. And isn't it the case that you've always been magical? Always been fabulous? Always been the essence of wow? Because how else do you explain everything that's happened? So many people that have gone through what you've been through wouldn't be smiling, wouldn't be grateful. Some may not even be alive. And if that doesn't prove that you're blessed and fortunate, then what does? Your life is the very evidence of these new beliefs to be true. So why not enjoy them being true? As you already start thinking about your future. Because when you accept yourself, you don't need to lose weight for anyone else but you. As you lose weight, it's simply so you can wear the clothes that you want, have more energy to do the things that you want, to allow compliments when you want them, and to set boundaries when things go too far. You are unlocking all of the resources necessary to become the very best version of you at the time that is perfect for your life now. In a few moments' time, I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling regenerated, feeling fundamentally different, albeit with the very same soul. And you will awaken feeling optimistic and energized, starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.